I discovered that my patient load is 1.8 times larger than a colleague's in our two-person team, despite us working the same hours. When I approached my colleague about it, she reacted defensively. How can I discuss boundaries with her again while maintaining my morale? And also any productivity tips for handling this situation thoughtfully?
I mean, it's a sensitive issue because a lot of people are jarred when they realize that there's some kind of workplace inequity. It's important to know how to sort of handle these situations delicately. Since she's already put her cards on the table and she got sort of a negative response, now she's in sort of like a tougher spot.
First, I just want to respect that maybe your coworker felt attacked and you may need to address that when you go back to revisit this conversation. But simply saying, hey, maybe I kicked that conversation off in the wrong way. Can we start again? And that way it's not about assigning blame. You're really framing the conversation as like, hey, can we make a better system that works better for both of us? Just finding a solution that is what we call the win-win solution, a solution that really works for both of you, where both of you walk away happy.
She's got to find a way to entice her coworker to change, right? She's got to find some kind of win-win situation here.
You sort of have to create a catalyst that invites them into wanting to make that change.
One such thing that a lot of clients have done successfully is talking about a health issue that they have. You could say, hey, I didn't know if you realized I have this chronic health condition. My doctor said that I need to cut back on my patient load. Do you think you could help me out by taking some of this work? You could talk about a family member who's sick. There's just a lot of things you could bring to the table where all of a sudden they're on your side of the argument. They want to help instead of being defensive.
What Carrie's talking about here is what I often call a catalyst. You often need a catalyst to give that person a reason to want to change and to make it feel like it's not just a power grab for you. So right. Carrie framed it as, hey, you know what? I'm wondering if you could support me in like evening out the load because I'm really starting to struggle here. Notice how that changes the vibe from, I need you to stop being so unfair to me, which is an attack, to would you be able to help me? And people often want to step in and help. So what Carrie was talking about here was finding a catalyst. And when you look around, you realize they're all over the place.
What's interesting here is she didn't mention her boss or superior. And so in that situation, you might need to elevate it to your boss. Yeah, and I think also just remembering that, we're not helpless victims in any sort of situation. We are ultimately in control of where we work, how we work, who we work with in the broadest sense. And I think you'll become a lot happier if you sort of take control of like, hey, this is part of me finding my journey. And it's not going to be necessarily my boss or my coworkers making sure that everything's fair and right for me.